Almost. We're going to get our overhead up there, so we're going to have some lyrics for our folks out here to join us. We have a very special guest musician and speaker today, Daniel Nahmod. We're going to start with some of his songs that we've done before, so you'll know them, and he's going to join in. So we'll see if we can...
we'll see how this goes.
Well, we'll see if we can sing with Daniel.
We'll see if he knows his own songs.
Or if he can sing with us, yeah.
And we'll see if he sings in tune.
So we're going to do this one in A, Daniel.
All right.
Take it away, Bruce. Here we go.
You are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. You are blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God, blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. You are deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy, God, deepest joy is all that you are.
You guys want to break it down for a second?
Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place.
One more time.
Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place.
Once more, you are sacred love.
You are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are.
Thank you, Daniel. And we're going to continue with higher place. So let's take it a little higher in the key of C. Wrong sound. My bad. There we go. Okay.
Up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rise into this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. A higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wondering the point of it all. My life is destined, oh, for greatness. My soul has answered the call. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place. I feel my soul rise into a higher place.
Welcome to Unity, and to the greatest audition we've ever held here. So, am I on? Yeah. Okay. I don't feel like I'm on, Elijah. Okay. Pardon?
Maybe you're on, but we're not hearing you right.
Yeah, I think. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, we're on. We're ready to go. This is an exciting morning. We've already been pumped with an incredible service at 9, and here we go again. Here at Unity, we express God by loving people, empowering dreams, and transforming lives, our own. And we express God through everything we do, through the words we speak, through our commitment to spiritual learning, loving, and living. And it's not just this center, but we're part of a worldwide movement whose mission is centered in God. We co-create a world that works for all. If you're not familiar with Unity, basically we offer spiritual tools that allow us to lead a more meaningful and abundant life. Our basic belief is about the idea of only one power and presence, God the good, knowing that there are many pathways to God, no one right and perfect pathway. So we honor ourselves and each other, whatever path we're on and wherever we are on that spiritual path this morning. This morning is a special Sunday in Unity. It's our Friendship Sunday, where we invite those that we love, that we're friends with, to come and join us for a Sunday service. So we certainly would like to welcome you for coming. If you're with us for the first time, and you may have received a very unusual gift at a church, you've received a little tiny frog. And we've done this for 12 years now, and frog is simply a little reminder, F-R-O-G, full realization of God, fully relying on God, fully relying on gratitude. It's that little yellow sticky reminder that God is our source of all of our good, that God is with us in all things, and that we only need to surrender into that power and that presence. And if you are with us for the first time, I'd invite you to stop by our bookstore after service, because we have an eco gift for you, a reusable Unity bag and a water bottle and some information about Unity. Right now, we're going to continue with a call to worship with our chime, followed by an opening prayer. As we allow that sound to bring us into harmonious vibration, to bring us into that sense of oneness, to bring our heartbeats into synchronicity, we open ourselves up to that inspiring, joyous, living spirit of truth that is already residing within us. Let us affirm together. Here today, by divine appointment, we are centered in the holy presence. We open our hearts and souls that we might be the channel through which Spirit illumines the world. We live our lives in peaceful abundance of joy. Thank you, God. Amen. Let's continue and swing wide the doors.
Swing wide There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors of time inside. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Wow, good morning. Can you all hear me back there? There we go. Okay. Good morning. My name is Susan Howard, and it's my privilege to be here and assist with worship this morning. I'd like to just mention a couple of things about Unity as we begin. First of all, there are washrooms on all 3 floors. Some are easier to find than others. There is parking out the back and next door in the Dare lot. We do ask, however, that we reserve the back lot for those with some physical challenges or for newcomers. Also, we are an Earth Care congregation, and it is a paperless service, so everything you need will be found on the overhead. We also, because we are an Earth Care congregation, recycle certain things that you can't put in your blue box or your green box, such as ink cartridges, batteries, old CFL light bulbs, cell phones, and eyeglasses. And just a reminder, if you would, please turn your cell phone off this morning. Unity was founded on prayer as one of the main cornerstones of Unity. And in keeping with that, we have several ways that we can offer you prayer. First of all, in the back, you will find affirmative prayer cards on just about every topic that you can imagine. And please feel free to take one of those and just keep it with you, allow it to inspire you. Also, if you have a prayer request, there are lavender slips that you can fill out at the back and put in the prayer box, and you will be held in prayer for 30 days confidentially by our silent prayer team, after which your prayer request will be sent down to Unity Village to again be prayed over for 30 days, 24 hours, 7 days a week. And following each of the services, we do have silent hand-heart healing prayers. Just look for the folks in the white scarves, and if you're not really sure what that's about, feel free to ask. Today, our daily word from our friends at Unity Village is cheerful, and it's inspired by Proverbs 17, verse 22. A cheerful heart is good medicine. I am going to speak these words in the first person, and I invite you to allow them to be the words of your own heart. The dawning of a new day fills me with the hope of infinite possibilities. As I begin each morning, I feel my oneness with God, with nature, and with all of life. There's much to appreciate as I spend a few minutes in gratitude. The people and the animals that I love, the things that bring me comfort, the shelter of my home, and the fulfillment of my work and activities. The more gratitude I express, the better I feel. My heart fills with gladness, and a smile crosses my face. I am cheerful, encouraging, and kind. I look for and find the good in all circumstances, even the challenges. I see the deeper meaning in my life. My cheerful attitude and grateful heart lead me to joy and peace. And I invite you to say this affirmation with me. I choose to be cheerful. Our theme for this month is to stay centered. centered in God? Is your mind at peace? Perhaps you feel that you cannot answer that question unless you are able to say that you have no problems in your life and that everything is as nearly perfect as it could be. But peace of mind is not something you achieve when everything is perfect or when things have been worked out happily. Peace of mind is something that precedes the solving of the problem. We can bring about peace of mind no matter what is happening in our lives when we put God first. Peace is a flowing river of life and energy, of which we are a part. Peace is God in action, and it is up to us to step into the flow. So let's affirm together. The peace of God calms my thoughts and instills peace in my heart. There may be times when your emotions are in turmoil and your thoughts return to a problem over and over again. When you become aware of this repetitive thinking, remember Jesus' words to the storm. Peace, be still. Slowly repeat, peace, be still, to your own storm. The peace and presence of God is within and all about us. At any time, we can release our storm to God, who is greater than any storm, physical, mental, or emotional. So please affirm with me. I relax and release any anxious thoughts as I become still and peaceful. Everyone needs time for silence and solitude. We may have trouble carving out time for this, or we may even feel guilty about claiming it. But when we're deprived of contemplative solitude for too long, we experience distress and lack of balance. When we sit in the silence, we become receptive to divine mind, and we are inspired with fresh resolve, new creative thought, and solutions to problems. So let's affirm this truth. In the silence, I touch the presence of God within and find perfect peace. And now would you please join with me as we bless Unity Center together. God's light and wisdom guides Unity Center in every endeavor. God's love expresses throughout our spiritual community, uniting us in peace and harmony. God's power creates a community where lives are blessed and people transformed. God's presence flows as unlimited abundance through this center and through our lives. For blessings seen and unseen, thank you, God. And would you please join with us as we continue in this prayerful time together in song by singing the Lord's Psalm.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness lie.
Today we have a very special guest that we're welcoming back. Daniel Namath was first here in 2008, the first year we did Posi-Palooza, the New Thought concert. And if you haven't met Daniel, if you weren't here 4 years ago when he first came, Daniel's not only a singer, a songwriter extraordinaire we established at the 9 o'clock service. Some of his with our Amazing Grace hits and stuff. But he does these wonderful, intimate, spiritual tours out in nature, and he's a great inspirational speaker. He has a message that's strongly filled with love and compassion and hope. He has done some great volunteer work down in Louisiana after Katrina, working with different organizations to help them create a little more love, peace, and compassion in the world. So not only does he sing his heart, he walks his heart too in everything he does. So please join me in welcoming Daniel Namath. You're on.
writing a song like that would be in a very quiet place. But words cannot describe how quiet the place was where I wrote that song. I was in a little town in Moab in Utah, southeast corner, sort of Utah, in Red Rock country, about 2 miles outside of Arches National Park and about 20 miles outside of Canyonlands National Park. I was on a 3-month sabbatical that I took from the ridiculous noise of West Hollywood, where I'd been living for 7 years. And I was as quiet as that song sounds. I spent 3 months there. I laid out under the stars, alone, actually completely alone in a national park. If you've never been alone in a national park, it's quite an experience. You pull into Arches National Park gets about 1 million visitors a year. The parking lots hold, some of the parking lots hold 100, 150, 200 cars, and mine was the only car in the lot most of the time. I was there January through March. Oh, come on. You live in Ontario. You're used to cold. I live in West Hollywood. I have half the thickness of the skin that you do. I grew up in Chicago, but believe me, it erodes. Every month in California, your skin gets thinner. So I was alone in this national park some of the time because not even the park rangers would stay overnight, although they don't lock the gates. So I pulled in sometimes 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and laid out in the middle of the road on my back in a very warm coat and looked up at the stars. The first time I did it, I just thought there was no moon, and I thought, I wonder if I'll see stars. And I laid down in the road and waited until the lights in my car automatically turned off, and got acclimated to the dark, and the entire Milky Way spread out in front of me, and I literally sobbed at how beautiful it was there in the road in the middle of the winter. And there was no danger of being run over by a car because I would have been able to hear a car for miles. The quiet was absolute in that place. And I am not a small town boy, and I am not a quiet person. I grew up in Chicago. I went to school in St. Louis. I lived in LA for 7 years at that point. Small town, Moab had less than 1,000 people in the winter, about 5,000 in the summer at peak tourist time. So for me, quiet was completely out of my element. And as I talked about in the first service, I am the child of 2 lawyers, a former computer programmer, an economics major in college. So going where the ocean says to go is not how I was raised. It was not about leaps of faith. It was about carefully planned life. An academic life, a professional life, a respectable life, a responsible life with savings accounts, retirement funds, reasonable health, paying taxes, not speeding. That one went out the window. Although my wife just recently convinced me not to speed. And the way she convinced me was she asked me to, this is off any subject whatsoever, but she dared me to not speed for 1 week and see how it felt. And you know what I discovered? My bubby used to say, whenever I'd visit her, she just died at 98. She used to say when I would visit her, when I would leave, she would say, "Be careful out there, Danny. There are a lot of crazies on the road." And I always said, "Bubby, I'm one of the crazies." And what I discovered is when you drive the speed limit or just a little bit above it, but not a lot above it, you find out that most people are doing that. That was it. That was the revelation. That actually the crazies really are speeding by and pressing the bumper of the person in front of them and angling to get past. And the rest, most people are actually just kind of relaxing driving. And it's a very different experience. And maybe that is metaphorically relevant to this morning's discussion. I have, as I said, spent my entire life in big cities. By the way, my name is Daniel Nahmad. It's nice to be here. Sorry. You introduced me, but I usually say hello. And I just launched right in on stories about my bubby. So there you go. And those 3 months in Moab changed me. I've been talking about it ever since, definitely singing the water songs ever since, and living that way ever since. Truly, going where the ocean says to go. Despite all of my parents' training of me, I follow my passion. I follow the path of least resistance, and I find that I'm not misled. And so I'm neither a hypocrite nor a master on the stuff I'm talking about today. I have not figured it out. I do not bat 1,000, not even close. But in that time in Moab, and I don't think it's an accident that it was so quiet there, that I heard, I say the number and it sounds like a wow number, 126 songs I wrote during that time. Well, it sounds wow until you heard most of the songs, which are awful. And people think I'm just being modest, but no, they really are awful. But imagine if you're an artist and you have no distractions. I had no excuses. There was no internet, no phone, no TV. Nobody knew where I was. All I had was natural beauty and quiet. So every time I had a song idea, I wrote it. But I started learning something from that place. And what I learned was it was possible to be like water, to go where the ocean says to go, and that I would be okay, despite the lack of a 10-point plan or a 10 or 25-year plan, that I could take my hands a little bit off the steering wheel. I likened it to, those rides at Disney World or whatever amusement park where you put a 3-year-old in front of the steering wheel, and you're in a car, and they're spinning the wheel like it's the most exciting thing in the world, and they don't realize that the car is on a track. And if they did, it would be much less fun. So you feel like, and you can sort of bob it left or right a little bit, and you have a little bit of control. But by and large, you're going to end up where the track takes you. And I don't find that a disempowering thought. I actually find that to be a liberating and a beautiful thought. That if I have a friend, Harry, who floats boats, right? He likes to sail boats. And the first time he heard that song, he's like, well, that's a very pretty song, but if you stop steering your boat, it will sink. It's inaccurate. I said, Harry, it's a metaphor. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll let it go. If you stop steering your life, does anybody here believe that you can stop steering your life and you'll be okay? Really? Good for you. Class dismissed. For the rest of us, I make plans and anticipate and expect. I carry with me such heavy expectations of the people who have known me, have raised me, my family, friends, right? There are expectations. There are pressures. We all carry around a burlap bag filled with bricks, usually. And I don't think I'm alone in anticipating the outcome of what I do. You put it into motion, and then I teach classes sometimes on writing songs or on creativity stuff, and somebody invariably says, I'm writing a book and it's going to be a bestseller. And I usually say, because I'm not very subtle or tactful a lot of the time, how about you just write the book and see what happens? But no, I'm visualizing and it's going to be a bestseller. Well, if the book is yours to write, you write it. And what I learned in Moab is you let the outcome be the outcome. I've seen my share of struggle, and I thought that I knew best. And I've sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. But it always seems the hardest when I've made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let stars, for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go of expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me yet. You know, it's I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill, no more. I am bound for the sea. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill, no more. I am bound for the sea. I don't take a lot of pictures, and I didn't when I was in Moab, but one of the reasons I love singing this song is because I was, in fact, sitting in the back of a slot canyon watching water coming down a mountain into a shadowy canyon, flowing from a pool at the back of the canyon into a stream and trickling out when I wrote it. So whenever I sing the song, I remember the spot. I was reading the Tao and watching a little bit of snow melt drop into this little canyon. I was alone for hours in that place. Absolutely magical. Water is a master at a lot of things. And so many of those things were evident when I was in Moab. And I'm sure if I'd been there only a couple of days, if I'd gone in with my big city mind and stayed in that frame of mind and cranked up the stereo every time I drove anywhere, or had a TV, or had company even maybe, who knows, I would not have heard what I heard and seen. I would not have seen what I saw. And I did not go with any expectation. In fact, I have this is not a selling moment, I have a box set of 4 CDs. And people frequently ask, what's in it, what's not in it? Water's not in it because it came out before I went to Moab, and that was because I was letting go of whatever was ending. I was conscious that something was ending, and I didn't know what it was. So if I never wrote another song, I wanted to collect the music I'd made thus far into a volume. And that's why it exists. I went with actually there's another song on the Water CD, Nothing to Go, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to prove, no promises to make, no one to know, and nothing to do. I was clear, clean. I went there, and nobody knew I was there, actually. There were like 4 people on earth knew I was there. So out of that silence, and I would encourage silence, and I am a hypocrite on that one because I am not nearly that silent anymore, but for those 3 months, I was. 125 songs would never have come. Probably 10 songs would never have come if I hadn't been quiet. Out of that quiet came a lesson about learning, a lesson about how easier to live, how less stressfully to live, how less arrogantly to live. We think Shakespeare is old. We think the pyramids are old. I thought my bubby at 98 was old. None of that is old. That is baby. Not even infant on earth. And that was hammered home at the site of 300 million-year-old arches, rising and falling on a time scale, on a physical scale, that is unimaginable. I bemoan gaining 10 pounds as if it matters. My whole self-esteem decreases when I gain 10 pounds. I actually fixate on it. I'm sure I'm the only one in this room. But I fixate on it, that I overate and gained a pound. The audacity, the self-absorption of that was hit home when I'm standing in front of a place called Balanced Rock. Did you see Balanced Rock in Arches when you were in Moab? Okay, so Balanced Rock is a cone-shaped rock that happens to be hard rock, not particularly absorbent of water, and then a boulder on top of it that is estimated to weigh 3,500 tons, 7 million pounds of rock on a preposterously small pedestal that just happens to have not eroded, although it will one day, and you may be standing underneath it if you visit the park, because you can walk right around the base of it and look up. It is 50, 60 feet tall, and it weighs 7 million pounds approximately. And I looked at this rock and I thought, I have got some nerve taking myself so seriously. I gain a pound, and it matters to me. And this rock, one rock, weighs 7 million pounds, and then I cast my eye around the horizon, and all you see is rock. Trillions upon trillions of countless pounds. So I'm in a place that's hundreds of millions or billions of years old, in a place that weighs more, moves slower, does more, is more magnificent than anything I could ever hope to create, and I focus on my 5 pounds gained, 1 year aged, whether anyone will listen to a song I write in 6 months or 60 years, Shakespeare, the Sphinx, you name the Tao, you name the thing, and it's an infant, and it will go away. And water is the master of this. Water destroys and water creates. Water does not remember what it's ever been, whether it was frozen on a mountainside or whether it fell as rain in a rainforest in Puerto Rico. Water does not remember what it's ever been. It does not seek to impress. Nor when water is rushing down, what river leads into Niagara Falls? That makes sense? Smart naming. If a drop of water is rushing down Niagara Falls, does it fear the next turn or the fall itself? Or does it just do it because it's time to fall? And a drop of water may pool at the bottom of an ocean. It takes water, by the way, thousands of years. It's estimated, no one actually knows, but the currents in the bottom of the ocean are so slow. Water is constantly circulating. As it cools, it drops. As it heats, it rises. Thousands of years for a drop of water to circulate around the earth at the bottom of the ocean. The water that comes up at Old Faithful Geyser has been in the piping of Old Faithful for at least hundreds of years. It's not the same water that keeps coming up. Hundreds of years it's been sitting down there. If you were a drop of water, would you be irritated to be stuck underground waiting to launch out of Old Faithful? I would. But what if it's that drop of water's thing to do in that moment? Does a drop of water say, excuse me, I carved the Grand Canyon. I should not be in this murky, muddy pool next to a factory? Or does it say, at the moment, here I am? Does a drop of water anticipate what it is ever going to do? Does a drop of water regret destroying something or ending something? Or does it somehow magically create the most magnificent things, including our own bodies made of water, the oceans made of water, every plant made of water, every landscape you've ever seen carved by water? If water was hesitant or regretful or was trying to plan long term, it would never have carved the Grand Canyon. Because the plains at the top of the Grand Canyon are beautiful. I mean, they're kind of barren. I mean, it's open land. But we would call it a disaster. Right? We call floods disasters. Water is doing something else, and the earth is doing something else on a time scale we cannot comprehend. And I sat in silence and pondered all this, and I like to think I started taking myself a little less seriously. And what it does is what it does to think this way, what I call a Moab state of mind, my Moab state of mind, or a water consciousness, what it does is it frees me up from the attachment to what I'm doing and how it will be remembered. what effect it will have. It's really none of my business. I can pretend it's my business, but I'm only pretending. That's that line in the song I just sang. It's a scary thing for sure to lay down my oars and quit pretending that I've ever been in charge. I mean, what a sexy thought that we're in charge, that the 10-point plan will be executed. And yet, you show me the 10-point plan, and I'll show you how it wasn't executed as the person envisioned. The 5-year, the 10-year, the retirement plan, Lord knows. The value of a house, Lord knows. There is no expert on earth. That's the great lie. I don't know if it's disillusionment I'm finding, I'm 41, or whether I'm just actually seeing that every adult is a child pretending to be an adult. And we're all doing the best we can. So we spin these stories that everything people expect us to be, we can be. And we spin these stories that everything we want to be, plan on being, if we work hard enough, it will happen. And it's patently false. I mean, it's obviously false. And one thing I like to consider is think of the greatest thing in your life. Go ahead, think of it. Somebody shout out something. The best thing in your life. No definition of the term. My wife. Yeah, my wife is the best thing in my life. Okay, and our dog is a second. Oh. Right, so anything else? Best thing? Your children? Okay, so your health? Great. So can anybody take credit for any of those things? Are those the planned things? Let me put it that way. If you trace back how the best thing in your life got there, most likely it wasn't in your 10-point plan. It was an accident, if you believe in accidents. Or just maybe when a mile of rock, as a park ranger told me, a mile of rock was eroded to reveal Arches National Park, one of the most beautiful things my eyes have ever seen. When a mile of rock was eroded, God, or nature, whatever you want to call it, knew what it was doing. And for me to call it a disaster or progress or forward motion or sad, for me to call it any of those things is just audacious and none of my business. And by the way, if you think of the worst thing that happened to you, that we're very quick to disavow, right? Easy to say. The worst thing that ever happened to you was not on your 10-point plan, right? Well, why would we assume the best thing was? I mean, the way I met my wife was I was approached by somebody who asked if I would sing at her wedding. And I hadn't sung at a wedding in years, and it made no sense to. I just happened to be free that day. The pay was much lower than I would have even asked. I didn't know them. My booking agent said, "Why are you saying yes to singing 3 songs 3 hours away from home for a total stranger's wedding?" And I said, "I'll tell you on Saturday." And the sister of the bride is now my wife. Did I plan it? I went where the ocean said to go, which is why I say I'm not a hypocrite on these things. Not a master, but not a hypocrite. Let me sing you another song. I've been planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess it's what I'm supposed to do with my years. The funny thing is I may know what I've planted, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. The funny thing is when I just do my work and simply trust, it always seems that life is looking out for me. If you know it, sing. I see some lips moving. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. And I am only one of billions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. I consider this the most cheerful song I've ever heard with the word die in it. And I also consider it, well, my dad was super excited that it sounded so much like Peter, Paul, and Mary. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. But I'm finishing up my 15th album right now. I like it. I'm proud of it. Will anybody hear it? Do I have any guarantees? Will I still finish it? Actually, do I even know if I'll finish it? Will I still work on it on Tuesday when I get home? That I can be mostly sure of. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Retirement fund, business. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Relationship, cell phone. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. A dream, a child, a parent. I am planting seeds. If we're doing it for a guaranteed outcome, we're dooming ourselves to disappointment. And I'm not saying that because sometimes things don't work out better than we envision, because they do. But it's not about, at least Moab taught me personally, and you can feel free to completely disagree with every single word I'm saying. What Moab taught me is it's not about the outcome. It's about the doing. It's about the passion. It's about the purpose. It's about the joy. In the moment, in the day, what inspires you? Do that. In fact, the entire premise of my trip to Moab made absolutely no sense. I am an entrepreneur. I love running a business, and I especially like to eat. So canceling gigs, turning down gigs for 3 months, clearing my schedule, made no sense. The very act of going to Moab was completely illogical and irrational, and I was rewarded with the deepest, most profound, most beautiful, most creative time of my life up till then, a time that continues to serve and support me. I would argue that if you have this inspiration and this passion and this calling and it makes no sense, that's a great sign. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Planting seeds. I am planting seeds. Sorry, nothing more. Thank you. I went extremely long in the first service, and I'm not going to do it in the second service. is I found this new coffee and donut place, Tim Hoffner's or something like that. It looked good. I thought I'd try it. I hope I can find it again. Maybe they have donuts. I promise you, Dunkin' Donuts is just, they say a prayer every morning that Tim Hortons doesn't come to the United States. If it is in the United States, I don't know where it is. Oh, it is in Buffalo, actually. We saw, yeah, not in L.A. area, yeah. There's a lot of hungry people in L.A. waiting to have deep-fried dough covered with sugar. I don't know what they're waiting for. I think sand would taste good if it was deep-fried and covered with sugar, don't you? So, that's what I came to say today. And again, feel free to completely reject. A part of me, by the way, rejects everything I say, too. I didn't mention that. I was once asked in an interview, how do you reconcile the economics major, computer programmer, child of two lawyers, with this entire lifestyle, this Moab state of mind, this entire approach to going where the ocean says to go, to trusting the outcome to God or to the universe or to nature or to fate or to destiny or karma or whatever you want to call it? How do you reconcile the cerebral side with the side that lives a life of a singer-songwriter singing songs about faith? And I said, I absolutely do not reconcile them, and I never will. One half of me thinks the other half is completely full of it. And one half of me thinks the other half is unbelievably anal and unfun. So if you are in the side of my brain that thinks that that's nonsense, and you do have to plan, and you do have to anticipate and expect, and you do need to know what's happening 10 years out, and you do have to take responsibility, and that if you work hard enough, you can create your future. If you want to believe that, I am not in the business of changing your mind, because a part of me absolutely believes that too. And in fact, I'd even say a part of me is day by day doing just that. Right? It would be incredibly irresponsible for Danny here on Earth with wife and dog to not get life insurance. Right? So I support you in completely disagreeing with me, as half of my brain does. But there's a part of me that has found a greater serenity and happiness and authenticity. I've never been more creative. I've never written better songs. I've never made more money. I've never slept better. And I've never trusted my non-decisions more. I can feel it's where water would go. Water pools, it freezes, it drops underground, it falls as rain or snow, it does what it's going to do, it finds the path of least resistance, and then round and round and round it goes. If I remove the ego from my decisions, the expectation of being remembered forever, because there is no forever for earthly objects or achievements, if I let go that attachment, and simultaneously, as best I can, Lord knows, try not to please everybody watching me. Parents, family, religion, audience. I mean, it's endless how much pressure we all are under to look good, smell good, act good, achieve good, accumulate good, age less, earn more. I mean, the pressure is endless. The less of that pressure you carry with you, the more authentically you can do the thing you're called to do. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the expectation. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is none of my business. Today I have all that I need. Want to say that with me? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is none of my business. Today I have all that I need. One more time. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is none of my business. Today, I have all that I need. And feel free to believe that to the extent that you want, because I am not in the business of changing minds. That's too much work. So let's get quiet. I hope you had something to think about out of all that. But this is I had a request for a prayer song, so I'm going to meld it a little bit with this other one. So I'm going to take a deep breath and relax for a second, whether you are or not, but you're invited to. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. A couple of deep breaths. fists are clenched, you can go ahead and open them up. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Now sing that with me. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God. Hello, God. We are gathered today in this beautiful room, surrounded by these beautiful people on this gorgeous day. And as best we can, we surrender. We are grateful for the dreams. We are grateful for the anticipations and the visions and the expectations. We are even grateful for the pressures. We are grateful for the fears. But we also know that we are in good hands. We also know that this planet is some kind of stunning place. And whether you set it into motion 1 billion or 5 billion years ago or 11 billion years ago or whatever, whether you set it into motion or whether you are running the show day to day, doesn't actually really matter. Either way, the plan is perfect. The genius is complete. My part is not to understand the entire thing, but to know my role, my purpose, my passion, my joy, my compassion, my love today. Just today, I am reeling in my expectations, and I am relaxing my hands on the steering wheel. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Thank you for everything. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. Sing, I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. Between me and my God. No separation. No separation, no distance at all, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. 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 I'm raising the veil. Again, God is right here. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. Once more. God is right here. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. Raising the veil. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God.
And so as we sit in that Moab consciousness, in that sense of oneness, Daniel, thank you. We're going to bring him back for a little reprieve during the love offering here, but let's just sit in that feeling because you just created a wonderful, wonderful intimacy and atmosphere here. Thank you. Did everybody get their frogs? One thing I realized that frogs don't do well unless you feed them, so today we do have frog food for you. So if the ushers could pass that basket around with frog food. And you remember last week I suggested that we do everything, we do it for peace. That includes eating chocolate, eat chocolate for peace. So you know what the frog food is. Chocolate, okay. And the food stands for friendly oneness, omnipotent divinity. That's how we feed that realization of God. So as the chocolate is being shared and passed around, now it's time that we share of our tithes and love offerings with this ministry. And if you are one of our first-time guests, thank you so much for spending Sunday morning with us. We know there's a lot of other places you could be, so we really feel blessed that you're with us here today. And for those of us that consider this our church home, we know how important our tithes and love offerings are to the operations of this ministry. So I invite you to take that gift in your hand today, whatever form that might be, to allow that great sense of that Moab consciousness of love and compassion to move in and through you, and to bless our gifts together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Amen. Daniel has not disappeared. He has gone to the keyboard. If you can't see, behind the wall. Behind the wall. So I'm going to turn this over to you to gift us yet again. Yeah.
Thank you all for having me. A couple things. One is there's a concert here tonight. You'll hear about it in a minute, but I hope you'll consider coming. By the way, how many of you were in the first service? A few of you. I told you I'd sing different songs, right? I promised, because I go where the ocean says to go. So those are the different songs. And tonight is all different again. I won't repeat songs from this morning, I don't think. Who knows? And if you've never heard Janice Stanfield, she's brilliant, gifted, beautiful, beautiful voice. Bring Kleenex. You will be glad you came, and you'll be glad you brought Kleenex. That starts at 7 o'clock. It's 4 of us singing. You probably have heard Richard and Sue before if you've come to any of those shows. But it's a very spontaneous evening. 4 singer-songwriters in the round. We all like each other. And we feed off of each other, and one song leads into the next as we're inspired to do. So if you feel like coming, it's a pretty special night, a couple hours of music. And also, out at my CD table, I have an email list. It's usually few and far between visits to any one place, as it's been, 3 years since I've been here. So I have a new album coming out in a month. I do retreats and all kinds of, I give out free stuff, and I have TV clips and all kinds of things that I announce on my newsletter only. So all I'm asking is if you are interested in getting a newsletter once a month, to just give me your email address. I probably won't sell it, and I most likely won't stalk you. How's that for a guarantee? But just an email address on the clipboard on my CD table, I would appreciate if you're interested in just me keeping in touch with you once a month. I do not abuse it. Does anybody here get my newsletter? A few of you, okay. I don't abuse it, right? Okay, I don't abuse it. Okay. Okay, one more song. This one I will repeat from the first service because it still feels like the song that comes after Water. And in fact, it did. It came out in the next CD after that, Fire, coincidentally. Thank you again for having me. A lot of candy wrappers. It's making me hungry. Who's got the Reese's? Who took my Reese's is what I meant to say. All right, you can have it. I'm through. I wish I was kidding, by the way. I'm not kidding. I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. Want to sing that with me? I'm okay. I'm okay. I've always been. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. And I'll always be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Some say it's crazy, some say naive, to close my eyes and take the leap. But I know better, 'cause I believe even in the dark my soul can see. So when my mind plays its usual games, oh, my answer is always the same. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. Here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time, 'cause I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. I'm okay. I'm okay. I've always been. I've always been. And I'll always be that way.
Now, would you please join with me as we bless the gifts we have received together, given in love, received in love. We dedicate these gifts to the will and the work of Holy Spirit. Thank you, God. Amen. And Daniel, don't go away. We would like to tell you what a wonderful blessing you have been to us this morning. Your incredible lessons, how you combine them with music, and I think we've all been truly blessed today. So thank you. There is an information table in the lobby. The October newsletter is available out there, and if you're on our mailing list, it will be mailed out on Monday. You can also find us on Facebook and at unitykitchener.com. This week at Unity, we have some continuing activities after service at 1 p.m. and at 1 p.m. Yoga will continue with Janice. Also, Monday to Thursday, meditation from 12:15 to 12:45. Again, at 7 p.m., yoga with Janice. And Wednesday, the class is continuing. The Universe is Calling, based on the same book by Eric Butterworth. And next Sunday morning, the sign you've been waiting for. So if you want to know what it is, come on out. And tonight, Pausapalooza concert. Now, you saw the wonderful passion and the power and the music that Daniel offered us this morning. Imagine 3 other musicians up here whose music we also sing with that same kind of passion, that same kind of drive, and they're just up here really just jamming together. There's no schedule. They're just going to go where the ocean says to go, right? So it's going to be a fabulous performance. I mean, if you loved it this morning, just wait till tonight. And, people are been known to dance in the back and sometimes in the aisles. And so tickets in the bookstore after service, $20, and you can also get them at the door. In the current, this is a presentation of Jeff's Healing Journey by Jeff and Diane Wilby, using Unity principles, using what they know, using what they understand, and of course there is this wonderful presentation about their experience with John of God from Brazil and how that has also played a part in their healing journey. So that is next Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. here in the sanctuary. And also name tag project. If you like the idea of having name tags like we did today for Friendship Sunday, and if you're willing to become part of a name tag team, please sign up in the lobby. We do require a minimum of 3 committed people who will create, organize, and maintain the system of name tags. So if that's something that you feel called to do, sign up. There are also lots of other opportunities, and we would love to have all of you involved in creating this service every Sunday morning. So Kitchen Angels, Ushers, Bookstore, Children's Church, Conversation Cafe. There's lots of opportunities to serve. And if you have any questions, just ask one of us, somebody. And now, you're invited to join us for fair trade coffee and locally baked cookies after service. And we will have a Conversation Cafe area set up over on this side of the cafe sanctuary. So it's already a cafe. Just look for the folks in the blue scarves who will be pleased to host you and a little quieter conversation. And also today is Friendship Sunday, so if you see somebody that you haven't met before, please introduce yourself. And remember, we are kind of a huggy church, so please honor someone's, if they prefer a hug to a handshake, just check that out. So now is in keeping with our water theme. You got me on here?
Sounding really low. Okay, that's better. At the end of each month, we bless water, and so that's one of the reasons I talked with Daniel about talking to us, sharing his water experience. So I know, Jeff, Daniel, some water from your travels, and Val. Valerie, oh, Marguerite, come on up and, yeah, come on up. Let's hear where all this water came from. Why don't I leave you to last since we got the week coming up with that. And Marguerite, where's your water from?
The Mosel River in Germany.
The Mosel River in Germany. Oh, across the big pond. That's the big pond. Janice. California, at the Chopra University when you're out there. And Diane, where is yours from?
Well, Jeff and I had the good fortune of going to the Casa de Dominacio in Avijania, Brazil, and the immense privilege of going before Dawn of God and Entity. And this is blessed water that's been blessed by John of God.
Well, not to be outdone by John of God, we will bless it too. And we know we're filled with water, so let's just set that Moab state of mind. With his hands, with his heart, we bless this water. With the pure intention of God, we bless this water. Renewing and transmuting all impurities, ever flowing into God, we bless this water. And I invite you to pour that water into our fountain out front as that reminder that once that water joins with the other water, we can't separate it, because truly there is only one. Thank you so much.
And now it's time to welcome back our youth ed teachers and our children.
I'm going to bless them even if they're sitting out there and listening to all the music. I see short people. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. We behold the Christ in you, empowering you in all things.
Yes, and now if you'd stand and if you feel so inclined to take the hand of the person next to you, let's say together our prayer protection, followed by the peace song. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
All we are saying is give me
Sacred love?
Is it sacred love? Sacred love? Here we go.
You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. You are blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God, blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God.